And up next, featherweight action is George Murphy takes on Easton Johnson. Two fighters looking to improve on their records. Easton Johnson looking to move to 500. He comes in with a 1-2 record. It's time to send it up to Jake Digman and bring out our first fighter.
The following contest is an amateur bout in the Coveted Fighting Championships featherweight division, and it is brought to you by Classic Cadillac. Introducing first, making his way down the aisle into the blue corner, please welcome George Dropkick Murphy.
And what may be my top 3 favorite nicknames of all time now, George Dropkick Murphy. An homage to one of his, I'm assuming, favorite bands, and one of mine, Ryan. I'm very Irish, offensively so.
George Murphy heads down to the cage. You see Drew Schottenheimer in his corner.
And that's not a bad man to be training with. Drew Schottenheimer has been all over the Ohio scene fighting for years. Absolute warrior, a man who's actually bloodied me at one point in my life.
Murphy, 22 years old, and comes in on a 3-fight losing streak. And Kyle, here's a crazy stat for you. Win or lose, George Murphy gets out of the cage quick. All 3 of his most recent losses were first-round submissions, 2 of those inside the first minute, including his win, which was a guillotine in 17 seconds. The total time spent inside the cage for that man, George Murphy, in his last 4 fights was 3 minutes and 25 seconds. He spent just over 1 amateur round in there in 4 fights. Win or lose, he gets in and out quick.
And his opponent making his way down the aisle into the red corner, please welcome Easton Johnson.
Easton Johnson representing Triple Threat MMA.
I'm sorry, Ryan, I was going to say, that gym is starting to come on strong. They're starting to produce a lot of good guys out of Triple Threat. I'm actually eager to see this as it's in my weight class only, but no, this is the only 145 fight we have in the card. Usually here in Ohio, we're bombarded by featherweights.
That's right. And Easton Johnson, he lost his first 2 fights. He took 5 years off, came back and won just 2 months ago, April. He won by a submission choke, triangle, and here he is, quick turnaround after being out for 5 years as we take a look at the tail of the tape.
Now, George Murphy coming to the cage at 1-4, Easton Johnson's record at 1-2, so each man looking desperate to get that second win of their career. Murphy, the younger of the men, 6 years the elder is Easton Johnson, 5'8" to 5'10", not a whole lot of height difference there. Big thing I'm seeing, Ryan Kavanaugh, it's going to pay dividends on the ground, I believe, is 139 pounds of George Murphy to 144 pounds of Easton Johnson. Now, those watching, they're going to feel like that's much, but when you're only a featherweight, 5 pounds can mean the world.
Easton Johnson comes in as the striker. George Murphy, the wrestler. He knows George Murphy's going to take him down, and he's not too concerned about it. As Easton Johnson said, everybody tries to take me down. Comes in with 15 years experience of Subak Do. That's a Korean martial art very similar to Taekwondo. We'll see some exciting stand-up here from Easton Johnson as Jake Digman makes the introductions official.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is an amateur bout in the Coveted Fighting Championships featherweight division, and it is brought to you by Classic Cadillac. Introducing first in the blue corner, he fights out of Madison, Ohio. He weighed in at 140 pounds, representing Warfare MMA with an MMA record, 1 win, 4 losses. Please welcome George Dropkick Murphy. His opponent in the red corner, he fights out of Mentor, Ohio. He weighed in at 144 pounds, representing Triple Threat MMA with an MMA record, 1 win, 2 losses. Please welcome Easton Johnson. This bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds, and when the action begins, your referee is Mr. Dan Maltz.
Easton Johnson in the yellow. George Dropkick Murphy, oddly enough, with the hammer and sickle on the black trunks. Dan Malls, third man in the cage. I'm Ryan Kavanaugh, along with Kyle Rozeski. This is featherweight action in the amateur division. It's George Murphy looking for the takedown and Easton Johnson trying to prevent it. That's going to be the story of this fight.
Yep.
Can Easton Johnson get his strikes off?
He's digging the underhook now. Good takedown defense so far. Hips got real low, legs got wide, and he's doing it good. He's got half type clinch now and an underhook to go with it. Murphy could be in trouble here if he gets turned. Yep, and he does.
Easton Johnson looking to go to the body.
Look at that deep underhook Easton Johnson has on the left side. That is going to be a problem for Murphy if he keeps getting his head to the side there. I would like to see him readjust now. Shouldn't be leaning that much. Going to be taken down on that ankle pick right there. There it is. Yep. Make me look smart. Thank you. Grab that again.
Easton Johnson wants to keep it up, and Murphy's struggling to take him down.
It looks like Johnson. Yep, Johnson the one taking it to the dirt. Finds himself in the closed guard of one George Murphy, and now I think Murphy has just eclipsed his career time.
That's right, in the last 4 fights. Although this is longer than he's been in the cage in any of his last 4 fights, any one of them. So
now I wonder what that factor, or I should say is factoring in his head, or if it isn't. You know, you're used to being out of there by now, and it's still going. So it's going to see if he adrenaline goes from his friend.
Easton Johnson landed some good ground and pound. Those short right hands were getting through on the face of Murphy.
Murphy, though, switching his hips over, looking for either a sweep. It looks like he's got, no, I thought he had an underhook on that side. He's got an overhook. He might be able to pull a sweep off, but no submissions available as of yet.
Easton Johnson staying on him. As you can see, the elbow and the forearm across the throat of Murphy, but this is the amateurs. You cannot elbow to the face on the ground.
You can use it for control, but not as a strike. And now there's definitely armbar danger here. That is deep.
George Murphy looking to tap out Easton Johnson.
Oh, wow, that is deep.
Johnson looks like he's out of danger.
Honestly, I think Murphy actually fell the wrong way. That helped Easton Johnson. Johnson, though, to his credit, that was great defense. Now he finds himself on top. He could crucifix Murphy here if he binds his legs together. Oh, Murphy slips a hand out.
But he puts it back.
Back in, Ryan. Oh, Lord.
Easton Johnson, what he wants to do, Kyle, is pin these legs together,
Yep.
and if he could do it on the body side of that elbow, that'd be even more
Exactly.
ideal.
Now, see, I don't understand that move. He's trying to step over the legs now and take the back. He went the long way there to
He
get him out.
mounts him.
Good for him. You know, he might be able to finish this right here. Murphy just shelling up. He needs to do something.
Easton Johnson pouring it on. Can he get a stoppage from Dan
I
Moles?
think he will.
Dan
Yes,
Moles
he
has
is.
seen enough. Easton Johnson, first round KO.
And that was just on straight aggression alone. And, you know, some of the fans are booing. Believe me, if you're here for George Murphy, that was a good stop. There was nowhere to go from there, and he wasn't fighting back. The referees, again, I can't stress this enough, at any event I go to, are here to protect the athletes, especially in the amateur division.
You said it best. George Murphy was not covering up. I mean, he was putting his hands there, but shots were getting through, wasn't doing anything different. That would have continued. That sort of punishment would have continued.
The official, if I can, quote unquote, official terminology is intelligent defense of oneself in the cage. Now, I suppose it is semi-intelligent to cover up, but that doesn't mean that you're actually bettering yourself. So you have to actually move, you have to rotate your hips, you can't just sit there and wait for the guy on top of you to get tired of punching. Because if you're in good shape, as one Easton Johnson is, you might not get tired.
Let's send it up to Jake Digman for the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Maltz calls a stop to the action at 2 minutes and 31 seconds of the very first round, declaring your winner by TKO, Easton Johnson!
Easton Johnson, your winner. Now, we thought for sure you were going to want to keep it on the feet the whole time due to your background, his background. You got the takedown. What was going through your head at that point?
Keep on working to the mount position. I got it. There we go. We keep on driving to get the best position. That's what we do.
You were in a little bit of danger there with the arm bar. You stepped out of it, sat down over it perfectly, came back and finished the fight. Awesome job, man. Now, on that ground and pound, were you looking to knock him out with one punch or just looking for the referee's stoppage?
He was covering up pretty good, so it's actually hard to get a nice clean shot in when he's covered up completely. So, just keep on pounding. Ref gotta stop.
Awesome fight, man. It was very cool to see. Now, I don't know if you know this, he's basically been in the cage for 40 seconds every time. So we were going to wonder, if it got past that, what was going to happen. You answered the question for us very definitively. So thank you for making us look smart. But what is next for you?
Keep on training. That's all it is. Keep on training. All the guys at Triple Threat MMA, thank you so much for helping me get here. I mean, I love you guys. Thank you for Permanent Solutions for helping supporting us as well. And yeah.
Well, an awesome performance, man. You even up the record now at 2-2. Your winner, everybody, Easton Johnson.